So the second new tool that was announced a few weeks back by Tinkercad, in addition to Scribble, is the part collecting tool, or I think it's called part collection tool. And so by default, you go to the basic shapes tab, and you'll see down below something now called part collection. And yours, if you're watching this video, you probably don't have any parts yet, so this part's blank. But what it essentially allows you to do is create something of your own and then add that to a collection that you save here, so that anytime you're working on another project, you can pull that piece back out. And what's particularly helpful, I think, is that you can tell it not to allow resizing or reshaping of this part. So for example, recently I did a project with what I'm calling LED caps, and they are ways to create small shapes that can fit over the top of an LED. And it gives the LED more volume and more glow to it. And so I created a bunch of these little caps that I put in my part collector. But one of them here is the actual hole that the LED would actually fit inside. So now I've created this as a part. I've locked the scale so you can't do anything with it other than leave it there and put parts over it. So if I go back to my basic shapes and I take something like this sphere and I line these two things up, I'm going to use my align tool and I'm going to align their centers that way. All right. And if I group them, what's happened is I'm going to turn this solid into a transparent solid for a second so you can see what happened. So now I have this sphere with a hole in it that will fit an LED. And so now I could put this shape, once I print it out, I can put it on top of an LED to give it will look like a glowing orb or something like that. So I can take this new shape that I've created and I can go to my part collection tab and I can capture a new part. And by doing that, I click on here. It's because I've selected that part. If I had multiple parts on this work plane, it would have taken the one that I was clicked on. In this case, there was only one. And I'm going to name it. So I'm going to say 5mm LED cap, and I want to I'll call it sphere. Something like that. And I'm going to say for use with 5mm LEDs. Something simple. And I'm going to lock this part so that this cannot be resized. And hit save. And now it's part of my collection. And I can use it in anything else that I'm working on if I wanted to bring this particular type of part back into play on a new project. All right, that is part collection.